Pixar is considering rebooting franchises like Finding Nemo and The Incredibles to revive audience interest and recapture their former glory. Both Finding Nemo and The Incredibles franchises have very successful track records, and they plan to release 3 movies every 2 years.
I don't believe you.
Welcome to Furthy's Feedback, folks. But before we get into it, do you think there is any way Disney can pour themselves out of the mess that they've created? Let me know in the comments, where I'll be replying to people like Toy Story's Bunny and Ducky.
Leave that to us. We know exactly what to do.
So, in a move to help bring back Pixar to the vanguard status it once had, the studio is planning new movies and possible reboots for big franchises like Finding Nemo and The Incredibles. Starting with its first feature film, 1995's Toy Story, the studio has since amassed billions of dollars at the box office, merchandise, and countless awards. However, its recent films have proved that Pixar has lost some of its touch on the zeitgeist, with Lightyear failing to impress critics and 2023's Elemental opening in theaters to the lowest box office numbers in the company's history before its eventual comeback in later weeks. In an interview with Bloomberg, Pixar president Jim Morris revealed that Pixar's roster of content is being considered for a reboot, with Finding Nemo and The Incredibles as strong candidates for new projects. The decision comes as Morris plans to balance new original ideas with sequels and spin-offs. He continued that he hopes that this will remind audiences of what they once loved about Pixar. Morris aims to push out 3 movies every 2 years, with every other project being a sequel or spin-off and the rest being standalone concepts or potential seeds for new franchises.
Less is more, less is more.
It's a bit unclear whether Morris plans to fully reboot these franchises or to partially reboot them so modern audiences don't have to be perfectly familiar with the titles to enjoy the movies. He may mean the latter, as Finding Nemo and The Incredibles are valuable franchises to fully reboot. It may be that Pixar is prioritizing new projects for these 2 franchises. The 2 franchises already have sequels that have seen huge success, building upon their predecessors. Originally released in 2003, Finding Nemo opened to a near-perfect score on review aggregation site Rotten Tomatoes and grossed $941 million worldwide. Its sequel, while it didn't have a Rotten Tomatoes score quite as high as Finding Nemo, made $1 billion at the global box office. A similar outcome happened with The Incredibles. The first film scored a near-perfect Rotten Tomatoes score and made $631 million worldwide, and while The Incredibles 2 scored slightly lower, it made $1.2 billion at the global box office.
That's a lot of money.
With the numbers prefacing them, sequels for either franchise would work out well for Pixar. The studio executive is right to put a focus on these franchises. Not only have they scored well with critics, but they made Pixar a good amount of money. This is evident with Toy Story 5 in development, as the franchise remains the studio's most profitable series. Therefore, hopefully, Finding Nemo and The Incredibles may benefit from more sequels instead of full reboots. However, I'm still not sure on the whole sequel thing. Maybe if Pixar reverted back to what they did initially and create original stories not affected by today's social standards, then maybe they would be able to make something worth watching again.
Seriously, do it. Do it. Do it.